get up from sitting without knee pain. So the first number one tip is to scoot to the front edge of your chair. That when you're getting up, you have to bring your body weight, your center of gravity from back here to over top of your knees in order to stand up. This is a long distance to go if you try to just stand up like that. And even for someone who's in pretty decent shape, that can be hard to do, especially if you're on a low surface or on a soft chair. So the first thing that you do is scoot to the front edge of the chair. Now, if you just do that and you keep your legs like this, you still have a lot of distance. So move your feet back underneath of you as best you can. And I appreciate that if you do have some knee pain that you may not be able to bend them all the way. But bending your knees back underneath of you helps kind of close that distance between your knees and your center of gravity. Now, by leaning forward, you bring your center of gravity over top of your feet. And if you lean forward far enough, you almost start to fall out forward out of your chair. Now, that can be scary, especially if you've got balance problems, but there's just no way that you can fall forward. That it would take a whole lot of effort. You'd almost have to try to get your center of gravity from back here to out there in order to fall over. So lean forward till it feels almost, like uncomfortably leaning forward. Not painful, just you kind of feel anxious about it. And you're going to notice that your bottom naturally starts to rise up off the seat. Once that happens, all you have to do is basically stand up. Now, if you come forward and you're in a squat like this, that's still a lot of effort on your legs. But if you keep going forward, your knees basically extend without you trying. Your trunk, the weight of your trunk is pulling your knees straight. And then you just come up. If you also happen to have back pain, don't worry, your back's really not involved with that. Really what you use is your hip muscles. By driving your pelvis forward, you bring your trunk up and you straighten your knees, and neither your back nor your knees have to get a lot of stress. So again, to review that part, lean forward until your bottom comes up. Push your hips back underneath of you. Notice my spine's not doing a whole lot there. It's all in the hips and pelvis. And you're up. Now, for some people, they still have knee pain when doing that. And the other thing you need to watch is your knee alignment there. That if you're getting your knees coming in like that, there's still the potential to have knee pain, potentially on the inner side of your knees or on the outer side of your knees. So keeping that good hip-knee alignment and hip-knee foot alignment that we talked about kind of last week when sitting is important when you go to stand up too. So you keep your pelvis, your hips, your knees, and your ankles all in one line. For some people, especially people who tend to buckle in like that, you might even have to think about driving your knees outwards, almost as if you're trying to come up with your knees out that way. You probably won't actually do that in reality, but it'll keep you from going inwards. So thinking about pushing the knees out. I've even told some people before, put your elbows between your knees if you're tempted to let them come back in. And that helps you keep them wide, come up, bottom up, and you're back up. Now, those are the general tips that work for most people when trying to stand up comfortably without knee pain or back pain. And that will probably work if you do the tips right. But if you have trouble doing them right, you didn't understand, or you try it and you say, hey, Dave, it just didn't work for me, you can feel free to get in touch with us and we'd be happy to help you out. And there's a link to do so right below this video. Have a great day.